one of the biggest announcements of the Xbox show, which was a new handheld. They're creating an Xbox branded ROG Ally. ROG Ally is like a handheld PC, kind of like a competitor to the Steam Deck. Like it's powerful, but this one has certain features that lets you access the Xbox game library and Game Pass more easily. They haven't announced a lot of details about it other than, it's going to be compatible with the Xbox ecosystem. There have been some previews that have come up, but even those have been in details.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about it, bro?
So yeah, man, we've been hearing a lot about an Xbox handheld, and we heard about the Xbox handheld that they were making in-house got pretty much put on pause. That news came out recently. And I think it's because I think they might be done with that. And I think that, or they're real. I think that's going to be on pause for a minute, because the way that they were advertising this ROG Ally, they were advertising this thing like, this is our handheld. This is it. This is the one. I heard what I wanted to hear, like it's going to have Steam. It's going to have Epic Game Store. It's going to have, the Xbox, marketplace, right? For Game Pass. And it's running on some like modified version of Windows 11. This is it. And we actually we made a bet about whether or not it was going to be able to play Grand Theft Auto. And massive oversight on my side, bro. I think I'm going to lose this, because from what we've heard, it's playing PC versions of games. It's not going to play like some Xbox version of a game. It's not going to be like the Xbox console store. So it's not going to be able to play Grand Theft Auto, because Grand Theft Auto is not going to be on PC unless Grand Theft Auto drops on PC in 2027, which I don't think it is. So yeah, because I was thinking when we made that bet, I was kind of like, is it going to be strong enough to run Grand Theft Auto? Yeah. So I'm going to have to take an L on that one. Nasty little technicality. But I think this thing is cool, man. I think buying an Xbox, I think the Xbox console is in a terrible spot, and you should never buy an Xbox console. But this little ROG Ally thing, this thing is cool, because you buy this, you're pretty much buying like a portable pre-built PC. And it's also gonna have access to, Game Pass. Bro, if you want an Xbox, buy a ROG Ally. Period. Do not buy an Xbox Series, whatever. Get this thing.
Yeah. I mean, we still don't have a price on it, so it's hard to say exactly if it's worth the money. But if it's reasonably priced, then this would make a lot more sense than buying an Xbox console, for sure.
So for pricing, I'm anticipating $800. And if it's $800, that's valid. If it's $850, if it's $900, no.
I mean, 800 still insanely high to me.
I think 800 is because I'm going back to the whole idea of you're getting a portable pre-built PC.
We should mention there are two different versions. There's like a less powerful version and a more powerful.
Yeah, the most expensive Steam Deck is 800, right?
No, it's not that high. I don't think
it's not.
No, I think it's like 650 or something.
Oh well, then this thing will be 650.
Okay, wow. All right.
I thought it was 800, but I think this thing is gonna be like the price of maybe it might be maybe 700, but I don't think it goes that far above the most expensive tier of Steam Deck. I don't think it's gonna, they may even, if this was Xboxes, because we talked about before when I was thinking more about an Xbox handheld that's made completely in-house, I was thinking they'll sell it at a loss. But yeah, since they're doing this partnership with, Asus, whatever, ROG, I don't think they're going to sell it at some crazy loss the way that they sell consoles at a loss. I think that they're going to, try and just make money. So I think it's going to be about the price of a Steam Deck.
I mean, I don't know if you've looked at the prices of the regular ROG Allies, but they're more expensive than the Steam Deck.
What, 800?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Okay.
So I could see it being around that price. What's up?
Yeah, I was wondering if that's where I got the 800 price from.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I know they're more expensive than the Steam Deck.
Okay.
This one's saying 650. Oh, the ROG Ally X is 900. So
okay. Yeah.
So it's gonna be up there.
Yeah, and I think this little thing is worth 800 from the specs that they've said and the different yeah, it's.
I didn't know how powerful the current ROG Ally was. The ROG Ally X I think is the most powerful, but it's supposed to be double the power of the Steam Deck. It's pretty meaty.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, that price wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it's still like, I am still of the opinion that that's more than anyone should pay for something like this. But there are people out there who will pay that and they'll be happy with it.
I think it's a good for like I think there's a lot of people who want an Xbox, and I think this is a way you can get an Xbox, like a way to play these games natively that's not cloud, you know what I mean, and not be getting screwed over. Because
And not pay like a bunch of money for a high-end PC,
exactly,
like a few $1,000s.
Exactly, you know what I mean. So like, I think this kind of just becomes the option if you want, if you want something like that. And then like people are also pointing out that you're gonna be able to play The Last of Us on that little thing. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be able to play like some.
Yeah, you get your full Steam library on there too, which is pretty cool.
Like, that's a pretty cool thing, man. That's a pretty cool thing. I think that's definitely like the biggest and coolest announcement in my opinion of the showcase. Even though we already knew it was gonna happen, it was just a matter of like when they were gonna announce it. But
but it's still neat.
Yeah, it's a cool thing.
It's just more options for people, which is good.
I think this is the beginning of I think there's been a lot of lies that the Xbox team has put out over the past 10 years, but recently Phil Spencer came out and he said, "Hey, we're gonna be putting our games everywhere, and yes, we're still gonna make make hardware, but we're not gonna sell that hardware based on exclusive titles. We're gonna sell that hardware based on just the capability of the hardware and how good the hardware is." I think this is the start of that. I can't fully stand on it because this thing is not completely in-house or whatever, but I think it's a really cool piece of hardware that you can get, and yeah, I think it's cool.
Yeah,
it's cool.
That's pretty neat. Yeah, I think overall, between all the showcases, I think we were looking for a little bit more, but I think there's still a lot to be excited